Hi, my name's Marc Seal and welcome to the Ultimate Guitar Show. I was asked to do a little demonstration on sweep picking this week for you guys by Pick and Grin, as you all know him as, and thanks for the opportunity to be here. Some of you may frequent my forum at marcseal.com/forum. And if you don't, cruise over there and check out. There's a lot of cool guys there that talk shop all day long and maybe be able to help you out a little bit. But I figured the best way to approach this is to do more of a beginner and intermediate workshop, if you will, on sweep picking and raking. It's one of these techniques that basically, once you get it down, you can go from decent at it or beginner, intermediate to advanced pretty quickly. The hardest part is getting over that first hurdle of being able to synchronize both of your hands so that your left hand is raking at the same time that your right hand is actually pushing down on the strings or coming back up. And I'll give you a few examples of how that's going to work. But when we're talking about sweep picking or raking, what we're really talking about is doing like a controlled strum, if you will. For example, if I make just a basic chord shape and I strum down, that's actually, if you watch the pick hand, that's actually the correct technique for sweeping. Now what makes that a strum is the fact that my left hand is holding down a chord. But if I were to play those same notes with the exact same technique with my right hand, but make those individual notes, you'll have what people refer to as sweep picking. See how the pick is gliding across the strings, right? But my left hand at the same time is following what my right hand's doing in terms of the strings, but never are two notes being played simultaneously. That's one of the huge things. The biggest challenge I think you're going to find, just so that you know, I know where you're at, is that you'll do one of the two correct. You'll either roll your fingers appropriately, but you might be picking the notes. Or you might be pushing this, but then you're holding your left hand down. So the biggest challenge you're going to find is trying to synchronize the two hands together and being able to, make them all gel without two notes ringing simultaneously while you're pushing the pick or pulling the pick up. Let me show you what I think would be a good way to start your sweep picking. Probably the best way to do it really is to get your right hand comfortable sweep picking. And the way to do that is, for now, let's hold a chord down. Let's say we're going to do third finger, 14th fret, third string, second finger, 13th fret, second string, and first finger, 12th fret, first string, which is really an A minor triad. What we're going to do is this. We're just going to hold those down, but let's take our pick and let's see if we can push the pick down 3 notes, come back up 3 notes, and let's try to do it in triplets, or we can do it in what's called 6/8. We'll count 6/8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It sounds like this. Now when we're playing this, what you want to do is you want the pick to lean down a little bit and do the first 3 notes, pushing the pick into each of the first 3 strings. Then we turn the pick, kind of lean it back up towards us, and pull the pick back up towards the top of the guitar. Sounds like this. It looks like this. Another way you can approach this to see if you're doing it correctly is just to mute the strings out and try to see if you can get 6 continuous clicks, evenly spaced, while doing the appropriate technique with your right hand, i.e. down, 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 up, up, up. Sounds like this. Pay special attention to my right hand. Down, 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 up, up, up. And that's the basic motion. Now what you have to also do then is take that exact same thing and slow it down while connecting your left hand, starting to roll. So watch my left hand fingers. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to roll them, meaning I'm going to hit the 14th fret, then pick that finger up as I'm pushing my second finger down. And then first finger down as my second finger comes up. At the same time pushing the pick down. The challenge again, make sure you're not picking each note. What happens when people slow it down, they start to pick the notes as opposed to sweep picking the notes or raking the pick through the strings. All right? I'll do it slowly and you can see what it looks like. That's the idea. Once you get pretty comfortable with that, then reverse it and bring it back up the same way, only the exact opposite. So it's like this. Now notice the pick. I'm doing that same exercise. I'm doing the exact same exercise we just did a minute ago, bringing the pick down and back up, but now my left hand is synchronized with it, only hitting the note only hitting the string that the pick is hitting at the same time. But we can add another string to it. And the way I learned to sweep pick, I would add strings. You know, as I went along, I'd make the exercises a little more complex. So you might want to add the fourth string. What we'll do here is we'll just do a diagonal pattern just to keep it simple on our left hand, so we don't have to learn some complex lick. We're just going to try to use all 4 fingers diagonally up. So what we'll do is we'll add the 4th finger on the 15th fret 4th string, and then continue the A minor triad above that. So really we're doing like a minor over F, or an F major 7. Looks like this. And then back down. Watch the picking hand. And you get where you can play it relatively fast. It's not that difficult. In fact, it's a very economical technique once you get it down. There's not a lot of work. You're not jumping over strings and trying to pick really fast. Your hand's just kind of gliding. If you can get your left hand synchronized, it sounds pretty killer. All right, let's expand on that last exercise that we just did where we did the F major 7, and let's try to reverse it to make it a little bit more complex for our left hand. So what I mean by that is we'll invert it. We'll do this. We'll go up, and then we'll go to the 15th fret with our pinky on the 1st string and diagonally come down. So it looks and sounds like this. And again, these are simple patterns that you can just kind of keep the pick rotating back and forth, and it's not very taxing on your left hand because it's just a diagonal pattern. Now the good news is you're covering you're covering 4 strings, so you're covering a lot of the strings, but you're also covering all 4 fingers, which is critical. You want to make sure that you have equal control over each of your 4 fingers when you're doing these sweep picking exercises. All right, another exercise that seems to work really well, and people like this one a lot, is just doing a major triad in groups of 3s or 6s, if you will. We're going to do basically 4 groups of 3 or 2 groups of 6s. And we're just going to do a major triad all the way up and all the way back. And there's a lot of riffs that you can make out of this. I think on a previous show I may have done Canon in D, which is the song that you hear at weddings all the time when the bridesmaids are walking down. If you play weddings, as a guitar player, you know what I'm talking about. Played a lot of them. But anyways, the arpeggio is this. We'll do a C major arpeggio. We'll go all the way up to the top and come back down. But we're going to do it in groups of 3s, 4 groups of 3s or triplets. So we'll start pinky, 15th fret, 5th string, to 3rd finger, 14th fret, 4th string, 12, 13, 12, and then the high note, 15, up on top. So we're doing 5 notes in a row, taking the pick down. And then the last note is an upstroke